Hey guys, and welcome back to Smart Money Minds. Today is February the 13th, and I'm going to be doing a review for last week's stocks, the second week of February. And we're going to be looking at the closing prices on February the 12th for the 5 stocks that I have listed here, which is Snow, we have SUNWISE, we have Zoom, we have ROKU, and we have PLTR. So let's get into it. Just a quick review on the percentage gains here. For this week, we are down 1.82%. We have 3 stocks that were negative, and we have 2 that were positive. So we're gonna start looking at Snow as the first one. I think that a lot of these names just got ripped from the market because they were just about to break out. But if we take a look at the S&P 500 here, on the 9th, it was on an uptrend, it was breaking up to new all-time highs, and there's a big rip down here where the S&P 500 consolidated with heavy bear volume. It bounced, and the second day happened again. It hit around the support range that was previous resistance, but with these pullbacks, that's where a lot of names that were poised to break out got pulled back and are trying to figure out their footing right now. Looking at Snow here, we had a bull flag. That was what I was looking at last week. And on the first day, it's actually right here. On the first day, it pushed up, it came back down on the 8th. And on the 9th, it actually pushed right over the channel that I had forming. But as you see here, it rejected at the 325, 327 resistance range, which is right around here in the 1 hour. So 327 or 325 to 330, rejection here, market pulls back, goes right back into the channel and sits back into this range. And the next day on the 11th, pulls back again, and now we're still sitting within the channel just on the lower trend line. Unfortunately, this didn't go as planned. We got some heavy bear volume here, and on this chart, we took a bit of a loss, minus 2.15%. So not a lot. There's still potential in this stock, but I would have probably stopped out at around 300 here. There was no reason for me to stay in when it didn't break out properly. And this is what happens in the market. You know, you can have really great setups, it could break out, but just the overall market pulls it back and it affects your stock that you're looking at. And it affects every stock differently. If you look at marijuana stocks this week, it was flying. The next chart I have here was SUNWISE, which last week I was watching the decreasing bear volume. It was coming down, looked like a wedge was forming, if not a bull flag, at least a daily bull flag. And it kept tightening up throughout the week. And just due to market weakness, it didn't quite go. It pushed up and it basically faded, gave back the entire move. I personally would have probably stopped out around the $20, if not the $19.50 range, because that would invalidate the pattern. And that's what's happening here. It's just kind of fading into this area here, and there's no push. The bull flag is invalidated, and we just have to look for a next play. And this one didn't work out as well. This one was pretty bad. It was minus 10% on this play. Just kind of slowly grind it down, and unfortunate, you know, but that's why we always have stops, and we got to make sure we stop ourselves up early so we don't get caught in these sort of scenarios. The next chart I have is Zoom, which broke out beautifully. This was one of the biggest gainers for this week. So it had a big descending wedge, it had a cup and handle pattern, or inverse, sorry, not cup and handle, inverse head and shoulders pattern forming up here. It broke out, it's giving basically bull volume up here, and it's just settling up for a slow uptrend, holding up the daily EMA, the daily 8 EMA, and exactly what my arrow did there. So we pushed up on the 5th, that was Monday, is that right? Oh no, that was Friday. We consolidated very healthily, and we continue to just push back up. So even the market weakness pulled back on the 10th, and the 11th didn't do too much. So that's a very healthy sign. Looking for a little more continuation on this. My target would probably be around the 455 range, maybe, because of the Fibonacci retracement. So if you take a look at here, looking around this range here, which is getting close to a previous area of support, so it could act as resistance. So there's good potential here still. And this one was up 6.5%. The next chart here we have is ROKU, and exactly as I imagined it, these are the plays. Bullish engulfing weekly, bullish engulfing weekly, bullish engulfing, and it just continued upwards this week. So pushed right up. We had some good volume on the first, or I mean on the Monday. We pushed up. We had some pullbacks here due to just market weakness, but look at this. Look at how healthy this is. Barely any pullback coming down here. It's setting up for possibly a bull flag here with the low bear volume. So we are looking for a little more continuation, perhaps up to the 500 mark, which is the psychological area. So ROKU was up 3%, just a little over 3, and I think there's potential to keep going. The last chart I have here is PLTR, so PLTR, and we were looking at this bull candle on Friday, and I was thinking that it was going to go up because it was holding the 0.786. It was looking good, bull volumes coming in, and that's exactly what happened on Monday and Tuesday. But what happened, it did hit this upper trend line area. It went right back up to the bounce golden pocket area, and that's where it rejected. So it had a good 2 days push up, and unfortunately with market weakness on the 10th and the 11th, right here and here, we pulled back pretty sharply, and we're closing into an equilibrium, which I have here on these lines. So let's delete this. We have an equilibrium here, increasing bear volume, which I don't like, but we had at least 2 days of good strength. You would have been closing up at $37, which was great to push up. But due to just the weakness, we are down a little over 6% on this chart here. So every chart was affected by the pullback midweek on the Wednesday and the Thursday. So it just goes to show that even with the best patterns that you're looking at, it could be pushing up with the market, and as soon as the market pulls back, it could pull your stock down with it. So I think I got out pretty lucky this week with a minus 1.8% loss on these 5 tickers that I picked. Got pulled up real well with ROKU and Zoom, and I personally would have stopped out on a couple of these names on Snow and Sunworks. But stay tuned for next week's coming 5 tickers that I'm going to pick. We do have a shortened week because it's 4 days. We have holidays on Monday in Canada and the United States. Make sure you comment below. Let me know how you did this week as well. And subscribe to my channel and like this video for more content. And we'll see you guys next time.